go.
Every night. And
There you
that must
go.
be why you've been together 20 years.
It's the only reason why.
It's the only reason.
It's the only reason why.
Hollywood could be a bit dramatic when it comes to romance, but there have been some that had it pretty smooth in the industry. Though some might have hit a bump at intervals, their story has pretty much been an inspiration to everyone. Come with us as we look at the stories of these Hollywood lovebirds and what the fate of their relationships is at the moment. Number 1. Reese Witherspoon and Ryan Phillip. Reese Witherspoon and Ryan Phillip met at her 21st birthday party in 1997, and there was passion between them. They began dating and even shared the screen in the 1999 classic Cruel Intentions, which only added fuel to their affair. The two wed in June of 1999 in a beautiful South Carolina wedding, 3 months before Reese gave birth to their first daughter, Ava. Reese and Ryan were Hollywood's fairy tale young couple for a while, but behind closed doors, things were not so rosy. Their marriage was under huge stress from their rapidly developing careers, with Reese's booming much more than Ryan's, which was reported to be causing tension. Rumors of an affair between Ryan and Stop-Loss co-star Abby Cornish contributed to their marital issues. In 2006, couple Reese and Ryan were separated and divorced in 2008. The two remained broken up but wonderful parents to Ava's brother Deacon and herself. The two also remained great co-parents even after breaking up. The two of them have both continued to publicly maintain each other in high esteem during the following years, with regard to the children. Despite their torn relationship, Reese and Ryan continue to live like parents, demonstrating that torn relationships can also be recreated into something peaceful. Number 2. Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn. Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn have been Hollywood's longest love affair, all built on firm mutual love and respect for one another without ever being lawfully wedded. They initially met in 1966 during the filming of the one and only Genuine Original Family Band, but it wasn't until they were again cast together on the production of Swing Shift in 1983 that their romance ensued. They've been together for over 4 decades ever since. They had a mixed family of Goldie's children from her previous marriage, Oliver and Kate Hudson, whom Kurt adopted as his own. They also had a child, Wyatt Russell, in 1986. Kate and Oliver have both been quoted, saying how much they adore and love Kurt, and have even referred to him as their dad. In spite of Hollywood pressures, they were able to survive without the wedding ring. Goldie explained that the secret to their long relationship is that they never married, but they decided to remain together, not out of compulsion, but because they desired to. Their marriage is grounded on a good sense of humor, adventure, and the fact that the two love each other and flaunt open kisses and admiration of each other in public. Years down the line, Kurt and Goldie are as in love as ever, and the two are living testimonials that marriage is not a commitment, but how strong the connection between them is. Number 3. Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee. One of the most scandalous and sexiest Hollywood affairs is that of Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee. The Baywatch star and Motley Crue drummer first dated on New Year's Eve of 1994 at an LA club. They were attracted to one another from the beginning, and eloped 4 days later on a Cancun vacation in February of 1995. Pamela even wore a white bikini as a wedding dress, which represented their crazy, out-of-control love affair. It was a mad mix of passion, desire, and drama. They had 2 sons, Brandon and Dylan, and they seemed to be very happily in love at one time, with the two of them being spotted together often. However, their marriage was also troubled, with Tommy's rock star lifestyle, jealousy, and vices eroding the relationship. Perhaps the most challenging time for their relationship was when the honeymoon tape was stolen and leaked, one of the earliest celebrity sex scandals of its kind. The media circus and court case placed a huge strain on the relationship. It went viral in 1998 when Tommy was accused of attacking his wife and Pamela divorced him. While they have a tumultuous history, both Pamela and Tommy have also previously insisted that they both still love one another, finding themselves in the bitter dynamic of ex-lovers turned co-parents. Number 4. Hugh Grant and Elizabeth Hurley. Hugh Grant and Elizabeth Hurley were the highest profile and most fashionable 90s couple. They initially met in 1987 when they worked together on the Spanish movie Remando al Viento and fell in love at first sight. The romance went on to increase with both of them working on their respective projects, with Hugh's urbane British wit and Elizabeth's beauty coming together to form a Hollywood power couple. Their relationship was under the media's scrutiny when Hugh's leading man performance in 4 Weddings and a Funeral made him an instant heartthrob. Elizabeth, who strode up the red carpet with him for the movie's premiere wearing a now legendary safety pin Versace dress, became an instant fashion icon. Their love story was a fairy tale before it was disrupted by scandal. Hugh was arrested for soliciting a prostitute, Divine Brown, in Los Angeles in 1995. Hollywood was scandalized, and Elizabeth was embarrassed. But she did not leave him after public shame. Hugh issued a public apology, and although they continued living together for some more years, their trust had been deeply impaired. Even though they split up in 2000 after 13 years together, Hugh and Elizabeth remained extremely close. They are the best of friends today, with Hugh becoming godfather to Elizabeth's son, Damien. Their friendship is Hollywood's strongest one, and a testament that love does and can overcome scandal and heartbreak. Number 5. Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr. Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr. have been bonded by friendship, respect, and lots of knowledge. Sarah and Freddie met on the sets of I Know What You Did Last Summer in 1997, but did not start dating each other right away. They remained friends for a couple of years. They didn't have dinner until 2000, and then it just got better after that. Freddie proposed to Michelle in 2001, and the couple had a beautiful wedding in Mexico in September 2002. The wedding was small, with only close family and friends. Unlike the majority of the Hollywood unions, Sarah and Freddie have managed to keep their union scandal-free, opting to sustain it on family life rather than on pressures of the industry. They've adopted 2 children, Charlotte and Rocky, and have gone on to support one another's career and professional lives. Whether through their collaborative work such as voice acting on Star Wars, Rebels, or through their close-up emotional and sentimental Instagram pictures, they continue to celebrate each other. 2 decades later, their love is still going strong, and they are living proof of how a sense of humor, friendship, and trust are the foundation of a successful Hollywood romance. They are still Hollywood's pillar of lasting love. Number 6. Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston. Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston were Hollywood's golden couple, fascinating individuals with their glamour and seemingly perfect love. They met in 1994, but did not start dating until 1998. There was that chemistry right from the start, and they were Hollywood's hottest pair. They wed in July 2000 in a spectacular Malibu wedding ceremony where close family members, friends, and A-list friends attended. Brad and Jennifer seemed happy together for a couple of years, frequently doing interviews in which they'd speak about themselves. Things all began to unravel when Brad's career finally got really going, and they were working so much that they were constantly being taken away from one another. 2004 was also the year that Brad met Angelina Jolie on the sets of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and there were rumors of an affair, although both Brad and Angelina denied anything had transpired between them while he was wedded. Jennifer and Brad split up in early 2005, with the two eventually divorcing later in the year. Brad had already publicly announced that he was dating Angelina in a statement, and the two had 6 children. Jennifer focused on her career instead, and she would go on to fall in love again with Justin Theroux, marrying him in 2015 and divorcing him in 2018. Although they have split up, Brad and Jennifer have maintained their relationship, being friendly with each other, with cordial reconciliations that still make their fans wistful. Number 7. Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman. Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman first met on the sets of Days of Thunder in 1989. The Australian actress Nicole was attracted to dashing Tom, and he too was struck by her beauty and talent. The romance led to a Christmas Eve wedding in 1990 and the beginning of one of Hollywood's best unions. They lasted 11 years as a Hollywood power couple, appearing in movies such as Far and Away and Eyes Wide Shut. They adopted 2 children, Isabella and Connor, and never stopped talking about their love affair. Cracks soon began to appear in their marriage, reportedly, over Tom's commitment to Scientology, to which Nicole was less committed. Tom surprised the world when in 2001 he sued for a divorce from Nicole for irreconcilable differences. Nicole did not want to disappoint and came forward with the information that she had been shocked when the news came through. Other people were surprised by the divorce, citing religion and lifestyle as primary reasons. They also separated and went their separate ways, with Tom getting married to Katie Holmes and Nicole with country singer Keith Urban, to whom she wed in 2006. They both went on ahead to advance their careers and maintain the happiness they had shared earlier. Number 8. Jude Law and Sadie Frost. Jude Law and Sadie Frost began dating in the early 1990s when the two encountered each other on the sets of Shopping. Sadie was wedded to musician Gary Kemp at the time, but no one could help but notice that she was keeping company with Jude. She divorced him soon after, and before long, Sadie and Jude were voted one of Britain's most iconic couples. They wed in 1997 and had 3 children, Rafferty, Iris, and Rudy. It had been a hot affair of wild passion and burning abandon, and Jude's newfound celebrity status in Hollywood carried them into the blinding spotlight. But after Jude's star truly took off with the talented Mr. Ripley, the dynamics between the two changed. Sadie also suffered postnatal depression following the arrival of their youngest child, and Jude's growing absenteeism from work commitments strained their marriage. The pressures of fame, combined with their problems, made the couple emotionally distant. By 2003, their marriage had collapsed and they divorced. Even after the split, Jude and Sadie remained dedicated to co-parenting the kids and remained close for years. Even after the miserable demise of their affair, both continued to date others, with Jude continuing to date more high-profile individuals and ultimately remarrying, while Sadie stayed home with the children and also had a career as an artist. Number 9. Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson. Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson are having one of Hollywood's longest and most lasting marriages, built on love, respect, and unyielding support. They met on the Bosom Buddies set in 1981, but only when they starred together in Volunteers in 1985 did their romance really take off. Tom was still married to his first wife, Samantha Lewis, but he and Rita had a clear chemistry. When Tom divorced in 1987, Rita started dating him, and they got married in 1988. Their relationship is one of the greatest examples of long-lasting love in Hollywood, and each has been the career supporter of the other. Tom went on to become one of the all-time legends, appearing in such movies as Forrest Gump, Saving Private Ryan, and Cast Away, and Rita became an actress, a producer, and a singer. They've lived through the challenges in the following years, including Rita's 2015 diagnosis of breast cancer, but Tom did not leave her, and she recovered completely. They were strained and were even stronger after overcoming their own fair amount of adversity, gaining public respect. They have been married for over 3 decades and have built a strong legacy of marriage, family, and love in Hollywood, showing that it is possible to have true love even in the spotlight of Hollywood. Number 10. Bruce Willis and Demi Moore. Bruce Willis and Demi Moore were Hollywood's most iconic power couple. They initially met in 1987 at the premiere of Stakeout and were drawn to one another immediately. Their romance was so whirlwind that they eloped and wed in haste in November of the same year, and overnight, they became Hollywood's most scandalous couple. They were married for 13 years and had 3 daughters, Rumor, Scout, and Tallulah. Both were at the top of their own career successes at the time, with Bruce dominant in action films like Die Hard, and Demi playing the leading lady in films like Ghost and A Few Good Men. Their careers and long periods of time living together away from home took an increasingly heavy toll on the marriage. They divorced in 2000. They remained extremely close after the breakup, though, and pledged to amicably co-parent their kids. They have been close friends ever since, so close that Demi actually was present at Bruce's next marriage to Emma Hemming. Demi has been a constant in Bruce's life as he battles dementia over the past few years. She is a regular by his side, with him and his wife Emma and his step-family. They are a warm example of an ex-couple who have managed to keep their love affair alive for a lifetime by virtue of their long-term friendship and solidarity. Number 11. Leslie Mann and Judd Apatow. Leslie Mann and Judd Apatow created one of Hollywood's most enduring marriages by connecting their passion for one another with the common love of comedy and film. They first met in the mid-90s when Leslie auditioned for The Cable Guy, which was being directed by Judd. Judd became smitten with her and married her, saying that he knew it was her. Not long after, in 1997, they were married and have been stuck together ever since. Their union does not mean the end of their cooperation, as they have collaborated on other films. Judd, a producer and director of blockbuster comedies, has a routine of adding Leslie to his films, including Knocked Up, This Is 40, and Funny People. Their daughters, Maude and Iris Apatow, have joined the creative family by featuring in the majority of their films. Though they have mixed their work life with their personal life, Leslie and Judd have enjoyed a wonderful and healthy marriage. Humor, respect for each other, and never taking life seriously are the secrets of their long-lasting relationship. Judd often praises Leslie as the soul of the family, and Leslie believes Judd's sense of humor and loyalty to be the reasons for their lasting love. With over 2 decades of marriage behind them, they are one of Hollywood's most lasting and desirable couples, and their watchword is that love and laughter are the recipe for a blissful marriage. Number 12. Michael Keaton and Courteney Cox. Michael Keaton and Courteney Cox were low-key but very much in love, and it lasted for nearly 6 years. The two started dating in 1989 through mutual friends, and although the two were Hollywood legends, their relationship remained very low-key. Keaton was already a household name by this time because of Batman, while Cox was establishing her stardom to become an international icon with Friends. Their relationship was based on respect and admiration for one another. Courteney would talk about Michael non-stop, telling others how great he was. They had amazing chemistry and were deeply emotional. However, there were disagreements along the way. By 1995, after almost 6 years of dating, both of them mutually decided to part ways. Courteney was heartbroken over the split, and in later interviews, she stated that it was her toughest breakup. Even though the romance was over, there were no hard feelings between the two, and they both continued to support each other's career pursuits. Both of them dated someone else after they broke up. Courteney wed David Arquette, though they are now divorced, and Michael Keaton had a private life. Even though their love affair did not work, their relationship is Hollywood's most classy and sweet love story. Number 13. Kevin Bacon and Kyra Sedgwick. Kevin Bacon and Kyra Sedgwick share one of Hollywood's longest and most dignified marriages, based on love, respect, and great appreciation. They first came across one another in the late 1970s, when Kyra, then a teenager, was observing Kevin performing on stage. Nearly 10 years later, they first officially crossed paths on the set of the TV movie Lemon Sky, and this time around they went along together, with both being equally smitten right from the outset. They married later that year in 1988 and have been together ever since. It is a marriage that has not only withstood Hollywood pressure, but one that has them stuck to each other and to family. They have 2 children, Travis and Sosie Bacon, both of whom have carried on careers in the arts. They've both boosted their careers over the years, with Kyra being a huge hit with The Clover and Kevin a TV and film star. They're still head over heels in love with each other after more than 30 years together. And there you have it. Feel free to remind us of other Hollywood power couples that we might have missed in the comments, and we will see you in the next one.